everyone, my name is Katie and welcome back to my Tito. One thing you're probably going to notice about this video is that the image quality is slightly different. I apologize for this. I am working with my Mark III to try to get the optimal video settings for under this shop lighting that I'm using, and that is not the easiest thing to do, but this camera is also the only one that I have that accommodates the Rode mic, and I was noticing, as I think you guys were noticing, some fuzziness in the background, and the Rode mic really does a good job of eliminating that. So it was like, what are we gonna do? Image quality or audio? This time I chose audio. Today I'm going to be making a soap I've never made before, and that is the Pemberley soap. Pemberley was a fragrance that I released a little bit earlier this month. It was I sold out in like 4 or 5 minutes. Everyone really liked it. So I am making more and more products with that fragrance. It's one that I custom blended myself. I'm actually kind of proud of it because I think it smells really, really good. And my perfume roll-on lasts all day. It is like the only thing my mom even wears anymore. So I thought, let us make a soap. And also with Pemberley, if you guys don't know what that's from, it is the house that Mr. Darcy lives in Pride and Prejudice, which is written by Jane Austen. If you've never seen that before, we can't be friends. But I included some details that reminded me of Beauty and the Beast because that was another thing that people really liked. So this is like a hodgepodge of Beauty and the Beast and Pemberley, but we're still gonna call it Pemberley. The first thing I'm going to do is take my stick blender here, and we're going to put the lye water solution and the oils together. Now I'm going to blend it together gently. Pretty sure my stick blender is on its last life. I've had the same stick blender for a really long time and it is just about to poop out on me. So I'm gonna split this batch off into 3 different parts. We're gonna have red, green, and white. Kind of be like roses. I am putting a goodly amount into each of these smaller buckets here. Probably a little too much in that one. And now we're going to color them, which is the best part. So this red that I have is called Red Vibrance. It is from Nurture Soap Supplies. This is not a true red color. It's more of a crimson-y color. If you want a true red color, you want to get their really red mica, but that's not exactly what I wanted for this soap. And then this green color is a very foresty, dark green. It's called Alpine Green. It's one of my favorites for making like a dark hunter green in soaps. And then the white is just going to be colored with titanium dioxide, which is also available at Nurture and many other coloring places. I'm now going to put in some spiffy background music and we're going to mix up these colors. Now that everything has been mixed up, we're going to start adding the fragrance oil. And I hope and pray that this fragrance oil doesn't do anything really weird to my soap, but it seems to be doing okay. Phew, what a relief, because I love the smell, but it would be a really sad, probably almost deal breaker to ever use it again in a cold process if it messed up my batch and made it weird. Fragrance oil has been mixed in, so here's what we're going to do for the design. I'm going to pour this one color in on one side of the soap. And I'm not going to mix it up. I'm not going to scrape my bowl either because I'm going to use those little bits on top of the soap. But I'm just going to pour it in. We're not going to mix it. We're not going to swirl it because once we pour this into the soap mold, it will do its own mixing and swirling. But I still want the colors to be a little bit separate. So we're just going to pour these straight into the mold. Now it is starting to set up slightly and the soap is getting hotter. So I'm going to try to keep my big fat hands out of the way, but that might not be so easy. And I'm sort of alternating which way I pour. That way it doesn't look the same all the way down the soap. It will have a variance in the way that the design sort of makes itself. I know you're seeing a lot of green. There is red in there. It's just kind of on the bottom. See, now the red's sort of showing a little bit. I'm going to kind of tap this down before anything else happens. Now I'm just gonna kind of scrape it in and kind of smash it just a little bit. Well, this is one of the soaps to check your pride. This soap looked a lot nicer in my head than it does in real life. I don't know why it didn't occur to me that using that much red and green was gonna make it look like a freaking Christmas party, but I definitely should have used less red and green, just more white, less of those two colors. And instead of white, I probably should have done a pink so that it would look more like a rose. I don't know why I didn't think that through all the way. Can I blame pregnancy brain for this? Once again though, just proving I can make ugly soap too. The inside of this soap is not going to look very nice, but I know that the top will. So I'm just going to have to console myself with that. Remember that the fragrance does speed it up a little bit towards the end, so maybe next time do 2 colors and pour relatively quickly. And I guess I'll just remember that looks aren't everything. So I'm going to spritz this with 91% rubbing alcohol, and I'm going to mix up the pretty piping for it, and then we're gonna put the piping on and the embeds and some glitter, and we're just gonna have to call that good. This looks like pink macaroons. They look so delicious. You would never know that the inside was ugly based on the outside. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the Super Sparkles Mica from Nurture Soap. I am pretty sure that this is biodegradable. If it's not, they have one really similar that is biodegradable mica. Seems to be all the rage recently. I don't really know what sparked that, but it's just everywhere now. And I'm really glad that Nurture decided to carry it, because I really like the way that it falls on my products whenever I sprinkle it like this. It's like just the right amount of sparkle, but it doesn't add too much color necessarily. So even though some of them are colored, and this one isn't, it's kind of just white, it doesn't add too much. It just kind of adds, I don't know, sort of a really, really pretty shimmer without, like, I've just found with microscopic micas that it's easy to dump like one color in one spot and then it doesn't even look like that color. And that's why I never use colored glitter. I think I just said colored mica, but I meant colored glitter. So here are the embeds that I painted. These right here are supposed to be sort of looking like little things that people would wear as necklaces or chokers. I cannot for the life of me this very second remember what these are called. I feel so bad because I love Victorian stuff so much. So this is slightly wrong era, I think, but still. And then here's my little teapot and my little cup. So some of them will have teapots, some of them will have these, whatever these necklace things are called. It's bothering me so much. Don't tell me. I know I can figure it out. I know I can figure this out, you guys. Cameo! It's called a cameo. I literally had to look it up. I was not remembering. I had to look it up. It's called a cameo. So yes, I don't know if they actually had cameos during that area. It feels like they should, but I'm not entirely sure. So don't quote me on the historical accuracy of this bar of soap, but still lots of people would look at that and I think kind of get the vibe. I was going for a general vibe here. I think it will look slightly more rosy though now that I have the pink top on. I was going to do a white top, but then since I screwed it up so royally on the inside, I decided maybe a pink top would be better so that we can again try to get that rose look. The molds that I used from these I actually got from eBay, which is one of the places I really like to get molds, and they are actually chocolate molds. They're not made for soap at all, and they are made out of plastic. I know some people really don't like to use the plastic ones, but I have found much luck with them as long as I am using a good quality glycerin soap, which I do. So, yipes, it looks like I'm one short. Oh no. Okay, so now we're gonna start putting the plates and the teapots in here. Whew. So delicate, so fragile. I don't want to stick them in too far because I really want you to be able to see the details that I took forever to paint on them. But at the same time, I really don't want to run the chance of them falling out. I will have a video up on my second channel this week. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. This has come with pregnancy. I am serious. I cannot remember half the things I used to. And I used to be really good with details. Like, I wasn't super good with everything, but I did get details down pretty good. And now details are the things that I'm forgetting left and right. And I really hope it goes away. But all the nursing moms that I know are like, no, nursing brain, pregnancy brain, same thing. So at what point do I get my memory back? At what point? I asked my mom, when does this come back? Because this is not really something I'm looking forward to losing. And she was like, oh, you know, when all your kids grow up and leave the house, that's when you get it back. Thanks, Mom, you're so comforting. Thanks a lot. Do we need more glitter? I don't know. It feels like it needs something, and I don't know. I'm going to add some more glitter, and then if that doesn't cut the mustard, I'm going to start scrounging around for something else to put on here, because I feel like it needs something else. Well, I think that's just going to have to do. I think what I thought I was missing was the little pearl beads, but I've completely run out of them. So next time, I'll put little pearls on top, too, to add to the prettiness of it. But for now, I'm going to spritz this with rubbing alcohol. We are going to wait 24 hours, and then we will cut it. And I'm kind of hesitant to see the inside, but we'll see. Okay, so it has not been 24 hours. I'm not going to lie. I was just too impatient and really wanted to see the inside. And I'm slightly more confident now that I've seen the outside because it doesn't look so awful. So hopefully the inside doesn't look as bad as I originally thought. Okay, not terrible. Kind of looks like bacon. I thought it was going to be way uglier, though. It definitely doesn't look like Christmas time. That was kind of the main concern. Definitely leaves room for improvement, that's for sure. And it's getting better as I'm going in. So, I don't know. Again, let it serve as a lesson that not every single batch that you make is going to be pristine and utterly fabulous. It does smell quite amazing, though. It really does smell strongly. So I thought I would theme the question today sort of on the soap. So the question of the day is, do you like tea or coffee more? You can answer that by clicking the little I up in the right hand corner. I personally like tea, as you guys know. I can't stand coffee. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and maybe even leave me a comment down below. And until next time, I hope you guys have a royal week, and